Welcome to episode 5 of my Weakpoint Wednesday series, and in this video I will be covering how you can build big biceps by prioritizing them effectively in your training split, along with the most optimal exercises for doing so. So that will be covered in the video, so if you guys are ready, then let's just begin. Starting off with the anatomy, so the bicep is actually comprised of two different heads. You've got the long head and you've got the short head. Both heads actually originate in the scapula and they insert into the radius bone in the forearm. It's really important to understand the anatomy of any muscle group that you're trying to train because this will allow you to actually choose the exercises that are going to be able to target one specific head over the other. Now that we've covered the basic anatomy of the biceps, we're going to move into volume and training frequency. So basically volume is going to be depicted in the number of total weekly sets that you perform, and frequency is the number of times you're actually going to train your biceps. So thanks to Dr. Mike Gisertel over at Renaissance Periodization. I really love his work. You guys should definitely go check out his website. I'll link it in the description there. He's got a lot of great guidelines, and I feel like they're the best guidelines. He suggests that most people respond best to about 14 to 20 sets of weekly bicep training. So because of this, these are the guidelines that I'm going to use when I'm determining which exercises I'm going to slot in and programming for overall bicep growth. Now moving on to day 1 of our bicep weak point training, with the first exercise being the weighted chin up for 3 sets of 6 to 8 reps. In my opinion, this is definitely the most underrated bicep exercise because it's very easy to progressively overload, and with it being a compound exercise, it actually has a lot of carryover strength to your other lifts. Notice how the rep range here is 6 to 8. Depending on your fitness level, you should either look to add weight to this exercise if your body weight isn't enough, but if you can't do the 6 reps for 3 sets, then you can definitely work your way up with the unweighted chin up or even the assisted chin-ups. Those are fine as well. The supinated grip here is the difference between the chin-up versus the pull-up. With the pull-up, you're taking a pronated grip, and with the supinated grip, you're actually placing more emphasis on the bicep. So that's the reason why it's better for bicep engagement. And you definitely want to track this exercise from week to week, and you want to progressively overload, either by increasing the weight or adding a rep or two with the same amount of weight that you used the previous week. The second exercise is going to be the bread and butter to any big bicep routine, and that's going to be the barbell curls for 3 sets of 6 to 8 reps. If you want to use the easy bar, you can. It might be a more comfortable position for your wrists, but if not, you can also use the traditional straight bar. Some tips when performing this exercise to help increase the bicep engagement is both your elbows should stay close to your sides during the full range of motion. I also like to retract my shoulder blades by forcing my chest to stick out a little bit. I find that this puts my biceps into a more favorable position. And you also want to think about gripping the bar with the outside of your hand. You don't want to really squeeze the bar too tightly because this will activate more of your forearms. And you also want to pick a weight that's challenging. Make sure you fail around the 8 reps on the last set, and you definitely don't want to cheat the weight up by swinging your body because it's a totally different exercise. Another thing is you want to make sure you have a slow and controlled eccentric portion or lowering of the bar because this will actually increase the time under tension. The third exercise is going to be the seated dumbbell hammer curls for 2 sets of 8 to 10 reps. This exercise is going to focus more on building the bicep brachialis, which is also very important to target if you want overall well-developed biceps. I like to place my hand towards the top of the dumbbell instead of actually directly in the middle. I find that this reduces the forearm involvement of the exercise and actually increases the activation placed on the long head of the bicep. I prefer the seated variation of this exercise simply because I find it takes the cheating out of the exercise, and because of this I'm actually able to focus my full attention on contracting the biceps. However, if you prefer the standing variation, that's totally fine as well. Since we're only doing 2 sets here, make sure you really make them count and pick a weight that's challenging that allows you to fall within the 8 to 10 rep range. The final exercise for our day 1 bicep workout is actually going to be the high cable flex or curl for 2 sets of 12 to 15 reps. This exercise is perfect for really developing that mind-muscle connection with your bicep because of the stretch, contraction, and tension that you're able to get with the cable. It's also great for all the bodybuilders out there who are looking to practice the front double bicep pose. This exercise is perfect for really targeting the short or inner head of the bicep, which will improve overall bicep width and thickness. The higher rep range here really allows you to focus on using a lighter weight to really ensure you're focusing on really contracting and squeezing the bicep during each rep to really finish them off. Now we're moving on to day 2 of our bicep training, and this time we're going to be kicking things off with the seated dumbbell curls for 2 sets of 8 to 10 reps. I've programmed the seated variation over the standing simply to reduce the urge to want to cheat the weight up. And the use of dumbbells should be a staple somewhere in your bicep training because of their ability to unilaterally work each side, and this can reduce strength and physique imbalances. The rep range I've chosen allows for a little bit heavier weight, but make sure you don't let your ego take over and really focus on controlling the eccentric or the lowering of the dumbbell to really increase that time under tension to help increase muscle hypertrophy. The second exercise is going to be the rope curls for 2 sets of 10 to 12 reps. In order for us to train the biceps effectively, we need to include different exercises that are going to emphasize certain areas in the bicep to really develop that overall hypertrophy. This is why I chose the rope curl, because it's a great isolation exercise for your biceps, but more importantly, it's going to build your brachioradialis, which is a muscle in your forearm that can really add to the size and appearance of a well-developed arm. You want to keep both your elbows close to your body when performing, and you want to focus on pulling the rope in a hammer or neutral grip as close to your body as you can, and really contract the bicep at the top. The cable is my preferred choice over the dumbbell once again, simply for creating that constant tension on the bicep during the entire range of motion. The third exercise is going to be the Smith machine drag curls for 2 sets of 12 to 15 reps. Once again, this is a different variation of an exercise that's going to really target one bicep head over the other, with the goal of building a complete looking bicep. With the drag curl movement, you're going to be emphasizing more of the long head of the bicep, and this is going to really help with your bicep peak. I much prefer the Smith machine for this exercise because of the consistent bar path for the perfect drag curl every time, allowing you to really focus your full attention on really feeling the bicep work rather than trying to maintain the right bar path. The idea with this exercise is to let the bar travel directly up your body, and this is going to naturally force your elbows back behind your body, creating that peak contraction in the long head, making a very effective exercise. And we're going to be finishing our bicep training off with the chin-ups for 2 sets of 10 reps. After the first 3 exercises, your biceps should have a nice pump in them, and your body weight should be all you really need. But if you find it too easy, then you can definitely go back to the weighted chin-ups. And once again, if it's a struggle for your body weight to get the 10 reps, then using the assisted machine is completely fine. Alright, so that's going to conclude this week's episode of my Weakpoint Wednesday series for bicep training. I hope everybody enjoyed this video and got something from it. I'm going to pull both workouts up both days up on the screen there so you can see them and you can implement them directly into your training. I guarantee if you prioritize your biceps for anywhere from 6 to 8 weeks and you use the exercises that I suggested, I feel like these are the most optimal exercises. I guarantee you're going to see some growth. And in terms of the chin-ups, I honestly think a lot of people jump too quickly to isolation exercises. But honestly, the chin-up, especially if you progressively overload with the weighted chin-up, I think this is a very effective exercise for building big biceps and should be a staple into your bicep training. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I have a lot of great videos planned in the works, anywhere from my Weakpoint Wednesday series, which is this series here, or my Clean Bulk series. So yeah, I have a lot of exciting content on the way, so you definitely don't want to miss out on it. So subscribe to my channel. Also hit the bell notifications as well. This will allow you to get notified when I drop a video. And I actually drop 2 videos a week now, so you can expect 2 uploads a week between my Clean Bulk series and my Weakpoint Wednesday series. So make sure you turn on those bell notifications. And also like the video. It helps get some exposure to my channel, and it might help to show my videos to somebody who else might be interested in this type of content. So definitely give that video a like. In terms of my upload schedule, you can expect another video from me for my Clean Bulk series on Sunday, November 3rd, and another one again for my Weakpoint Wednesday series on November 6th. So those are going to be my next 2 uploads. And until next time, peace out.